Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and to the garden. Today's video, just going to do my sort of top 5 plants if I were to start my tropical journey again. Now, just to say, a lot of these will be based around sort of hardiness, ease of care, and what I'll do is I'll kind of list the kind of groups rather than a specific plant, but also give you a specific plant in that category as well. So stick with us here, guys, as we go through the top 5 plants that if I were to start my journey over again, or even if you're adding additions to your garden, would be my choices if I was to start again. So just to start, guys, here, one of the top plants I would certainly go for to give you kind of that tropical feeling and tropical look is your palm trees. So generally, guys, with the palm trees, it's going to be an evergreen plant for the most part. You know, these are very hardy as well. You know, with that said, guys, also care-wise, sort of once they're in the ground and sort of growing, you know, after the first year or two, you really shouldn't have to do too much care to these. You know, so again, nice plant if you're looking for a tropical vibe. Now, of course, as mentioned, guys, lots of different species and varieties, and hardiness does vary, of course, with the varieties. The one I would choose, if I was to choose my first palm, would be the Trachycarpus fortunei palm, or windmill palm. Now, these guys are great palms for hardiness, so, you know, reportedly down to kind of negative 20 degrees C, and others have gone even lower with some structures. If you check out some of the friends of the channel, guys, Jose and Tim from New York Tropical Garden, both have some great you know, how-tos on structures as well, guys, if you're in a much colder climate and you would like to learn how to protect those. But just moving on from that, guys, of course, yes, with that said, guys, there's lots of varieties as mentioned, so just check the hardiness before you do purchase. But again, that would be my kind of first choice for palm tree if you are kind of starting out your tropical garden. Just coming back here, guys, the next plant we'll show you is the grouping of plants, the yuccas. Now, I do have a couple of varieties that I grow, but with that said, guys, with the yuccas, great plant again, lovely leaf structure, evergreen, very hardy as well. For the most part, can take, you know, a fair amount of drought, so somewhat drought tolerant. Now again, guys, you know, with these guys, should be absolutely hardy anywhere throughout the UK. I know the Yucca rostrata, another common one that people do get, you know, in the cooler climates, and that can handle some extreme cold on that side here. But if I was to start my journey again, you know, for ease of use, price point as well, I would choose something here like your Yucca gloriosa. Again, these are, once again, sort of evergreen plant. They do put up a flower spike throughout the year. So with that said, guys, does give you kind of that flower show as well. But again, ease of care, very, very easy to care for. You can pretty much plant and forget. I've even taken sort of heads off the main plant and just popped them in the ground, and they've just rooted and gone from there. So an absolute great plant for ease of use and gives you that lovely tropical look. You know, great impact as well. The next plant I would choose, guys, would be your tree ferns. Now, there again quite a few different varieties of tree fern. Now, this one here is my 4-foot Dicksonia antarctica tree fern. Now, the Dicksonia antarcticas are probably one of the most hardy tree ferns we can grow here in the UK. There are other varieties such as your cyathias, which are much less hardy, and there's a lot of other variations of the Dicksonia antarctica, such as your sclerosa and a few other varieties as well. But again, ease of use, ease of care, these are probably one of the best ones you can get here. Right, guys, I'll just take you to the back here to show you one of the tree ferns that has done a little bit better over the winter. With the tree ferns, guys, they are pretty hardy down to about sort of minus 8 degrees C, but again, usually you'd want some sort of protection around the plant. Now, guys, as well, I just want to let you know, I do have care videos if you're interested on the channel as well for the tree ferns. So if it's one you're interested, certainly want to learn how to kind of grow these and whatnot, I do a bit more of an in-depth video on that here as well for you. But also to say, guys, not just tree ferns, you know, just the grouping of ferns itself is another kind of great addition. Lots of different varieties as well. You know, if you can't buy your hardy tree ferns, you can always look at other types of varieties such as your Diropterus ferns or you know, some of those types as well. Also to say, guys, on the channel is a video if you're interested in the palm trees, of what kind of size you should buy. Certainly check that out, you know, if that's kind of the next question you've got in regard to palms. just as we come off here, guys, my next type of plant that I would say in regard to kind of tropical feel. Now, this is one that perhaps is a little bit controversial, and this would be your bamboos or grasses. Now, with the bamboos, guys, now the danger with bamboo, if you don't already grow it, is that it can run, or there are some varieties that don't, particularly your Philostachys varieties. Now, there are some that are more well behaved, such as your Fargesias, but again, it does create sort of instant impact, hardy as well. You know, it can grow sort of this height, so, you know, 3-4 meters in just one season. So if you really want something that's going to give you that kind of impact straight away, again, great plant for that. And they are also, once again, very, very hardy as well. Certainly check your zone and variety on these. But if you're a bit worried about growing something like a bamboo, sorry guys, the light. Another one you can get is things like your grasses. So again, similar category. This is a miscanthus grass or zebra grass. Now, obviously, guys, we are at the end of March right now, so you know they don't look their best, if you will, at the moment. But as you can see, guys, another one for great impact. Really goes nicely as well. And just to point out, guys, as well, if you're new to the channel or have been following our garden tours, there will be the April tour out soon. Quite a lot of changes in the garden regarding that. Recently done a video, guys, as well, if you're interested, of building this little bed here and stream beds, so certainly check that out. But also keep an eye out for the garden tour coming out very, very soon on that side. The next one, guys, and I'll just show you over here. And I'll show you actually down here, because I've got one I've just planted out recently, was inside here. But the next category, guys, I'd be looking at is your bananas. Now, this is a very, very small plant. This is my Musa acumata grand nain. Now, this one is not hardy, so this was wintered inside. But there is a variety that if you don't grow already, you certainly should grow, and it would be definitely one of my first plants in my tropical garden, would be your Musa bastu cold hardy banana here. Now, I'll try to get in so the light isn't getting us today. Now, this clump, guys, is a 3-year-old clump. I have unwrapped it for the year, and you can see already, guys, we've got a large leaf coming out. Now, these do create some great impact, and I'll see if I can just on screen as well, guys, put a picture of this clump, sort of what it looked like, sort of full growth. Now, again, guys, these are great plants for instant impact. You can get some enormous leaves on these. Really gives you that almost kind of jungle look when they do grow, and as well as that, pretty much hardy. You know, it should be ground hardy in the UK. So, you know, if you are looking at something that, again, if you don't choose to protect it, now this clump I have protected, and if you're interested, again, guys, done a winter protection video as well as a video unwrapping these for the first time this year. So certainly check that out if you're interested in how you can save the height on your banana through winter. If not, though, it will just simply die back to the ground generally. On a milder winter, you may keep the stems up. But again, guys, you can see this is one we planted last year, just down here. And again, guys, you can see just starting to wake up again, but we did have a more mild winter as well, guys. We went down to, again, sort of -6 degrees C. So, you know, we didn't have a harsh winter. Typically, real harsh winters get knocked back to the ground. And also, guys, if you are in the US, again, these are quite common. You'll see it in a lot of people's tropical gardens. You know, certainly check those out as a kind of first banana to grow. And again, very easy care. You know, again, hardy, ground hardy down to about the kind of -20 degrees C, but with a little bit of mulch and protection, it should be all right there. Right, guys, so just with that said, certainly if you have not checked out the friends of the channel, certainly feel free to do so. Put a comment in the comment section below if any of these plants that I've mentioned were one of your first tropical plants. If you've already started growing, and of course if you haven't started growing, put a comment down and let me know which one you'd be most interested to grow. If you have not, as mentioned, check out the friends of the channel. Listed a couple today, guys. Some great channels in there. Make sure you go over and subscribe to them as well. Some really great content coming out as we're coming into spring. But with that said, if you're not subscribed to our channel, certainly feel free to do so. As mentioned, we've got the April tour coming out over the next day or two. Certainly catch that, and we'll go over all the plants in the garden, show you the growth for the year, and just kind of show you what the plans are as well. With that said, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.